Have you ever wondered if the original way to follow Jesus wasn't really a religion at all? What if it was more like a lost technology for the soul? A really radical path that was so demanding, but also so powerful that we've kind of forgotten it? Well, today, we're going to dive in and rediscover what it really meant to walk that path.
So Yeshua once said this, and it's a shocking thing to hear, right? But the sources we're digging into suggest he wasn't just being poetic. He was actually diagnosing a spiritual problem. He was talking about a kind of zombie apocalypse, where tons of people are just walking around, alive on the outside, but totally dead on the inside, completely trapped in systems they can't even see.
And that really brings us to the big question for this whole explainer. What if the path he was offering wasn't about signing up for an institution, but about setting off on this wild nomadic journey that literally required you to abandon everything? I mean, your security, your reputation, your entire life as you know it.
Yeah, this path starts with a very clear, upfront price tag, and it's non-negotiable. You have to forsake it all. There's no dipping your toes in the water here.
The very first step is this kind of profound unlearning. To get close to God, you first have to become a total stranger to what the world values. And the Apostle Paul, he's the poster child for this. He had to look at his entire resume, his whole identity, and basically call it garbage just to get started.
And when you look at the trade Paul made, by any worldly standard, it's completely insane. On the left, that's his old life. Serious authority on the Sanhedrin, Roman citizenship, security, possessions. He threw all of that away for what's on the right. No bag, no money, no home. Getting shipwrecked, beaten, stoned. It proves you can't seek shelter from the very system you're meant to be a cure for.
Now, just in case you're thinking, well, that was just Paul, he was an extreme case, Jesus himself makes it absolutely crystal clear. You cannot become my disciple without giving up everything you own. That's not a friendly suggestion. It's a prerequisite. It's the price of admission.
Okay, so the immediate and totally logical question is, how on earth do you survive? And that brings us to the next piece of this ancient tech, a completely different kind of economy, one that runs on, well, supernatural logistics.
Check this out. For 40 years, an entire nation wandered around in the desert. And for that whole time, their clothes and their sandals, they didn't wear out. Now, this isn't just some cute little story. It's a demonstration of how this other economy works. When you're on the Father's business, the normal laws of wear and tear, they just get suspended for your gear.
See, this new economy, it runs on pure trust. And Jesus was super explicit about what that looks like in real life. He tells his followers, point blank, don't be eaten alive by anxiety over the basics, what you're going to eat or drink, what you're going to wear, or what might happen tomorrow. This isn't a call to be lazy. It's a direct command to completely shift where your security comes from.
And this explains exactly why. Mammon, it isn't just money. That's the Aramaic word for the entire system of worldly wealth and security. It's personified as a rival master, a rival boss, and its primary demand is your worry. You can't hedge your bets here. You have to pick which master you're actually going to trust.
All right, so you've forsaken everything and you're learning to trust this new economy. So what powers you? What's the engine that keeps you going? That brings us to the internal practices that make this crazy external life even possible.
You have to remember, before his conversion, Paul was an elite Pharisee. We're talking one of the most disciplined religious experts of his day. And that training, it was not wasted. He would have been a master of ascetic disciplines. Things like fasting weren't just religious duties. They were seen as advanced techniques to thin the veil between our world and the spiritual world. It was about silencing the body so the spirit could hear everything more clearly.
You know, the early desert fathers, the ones who really followed this apostolic way, they had a name for this core practice, hesychia. It's a Greek word, and it means inner stillness, or silence of the heart. It is the discipline of quieting all that internal noise, the anxieties, the arguments, the constant desires, to get to a place of direct connection.
And this slide, this captures such a key part of that stillness. Some call it guarding the seed. Think about it. When you receive a real spiritual insight, your ego immediately wants to talk about it, post about it, show it off to get likes. But the real power comes from guarding it, protecting it in silence, and just letting it grow deep roots inside you before it ever sees the light of day.
So, how do we even begin to get to that place of stillness? Well, here's a simple way to start. As you breathe in, you think, I receive your light, O Christ. Then you just pause and let that feeling of light fill your heart. And as you breathe out, you think, I release all that is not of you. It's just a simple, powerful rhythm to get yourself in tune.
So all of this, the forsaking, the trusting, the inner work, it all leads somewhere. It's all for a reason. It's meant to unlock a promise.
And here it is. This is one of the most staggering promises ever made. Whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these. Now, the key here is that greater doesn't mean better quality. It means greater in scope, because these people are no longer clogged up by all the worries of this world.
So what does it even look like to do these greater works? Well, the ultimate goal isn't to become some big spectacle. It's to become what our source material calls a living waymarker, a person who is so steady, so grounded in that unseen reality that their very presence is a sign for other people. Their life just says, without shouting, "This ground holds. There is a rock here in the middle of all the chaos." They become these reliable agents of healing in the world.
And so we end up right back where we started. This ancient apostolic way. It offers a path to becoming a channel for divine power, a source of real stability in a very broken world. It promises everything that truly matters. The only question left is the one it asks every single generation. Are you willing to pay the price?